road trip continues. We're still driving.
We're in Georgia.
Still driving. Georgia.
No feet on the gas.
No feet on. I was just wondering, no feet or
And
hands.
sometimes I drive
what are
with
you
my
doing?
knees, but everything's fine. We have made it 348 miles, and we're going to make it all the way to Athens, I promise. I promise. We do. Trust me. So what's a road trip without getting lost?
I just didn't think it would be on the way to your school.
I wanted to take the scenic route. I wanted you to see the glorious Georgia back roads.
We're on a tiny back road.
Listen,
Old
she's
Mill
oh,
Road.
look, there's a Georgia flag.
Okay, well at least we're getting close.
Maybe
There's
we're
some
headed in the right
fans.
direction.
There's some bulldogs.
There's some
look at the
bulldogs.
bulldogs
They're
on there.
cute.
Oh, that's cute. But I'm sorry, but we
Okay,
are out
anyway,
here in the
back to
middle. We are out here. Are we not?
Yeah, we're out there.
So where are we?
Athens, we made it.
We made it. It took us several circuitous hours through farmland,
Yes.
lots of barns,
Lots of barns,
but we're here.
about 25 barns.
Let's see what the dogs have.
Yeah.
Here we go.
All right, we're here in Athens, and we found the man in charge, head coach Kirby Smart. He's fresh off the field. he's making his way slowly.
But he's showered for
He
us,
did.
so he smells great.
That's why
right.
Holly's still sitting near him.
I didn't want to be near the one that snuck off in the cold tent in the middle of practice.
To be fair, I was looking for a popsicle. I did not find one because no one reserved one for me. So we
I
said-
saw her go in.
But you know who didn't quit and give up in the middle of practice?
These two.
These two.
These two. Me and Holly.
All right, Coach, walk us through kind of what you've seen through the first couple practices, and now that you have pads on, we kind of see that you're doing almost a full scrimmage, but you're kind of see what your guys are putting out on the field now.
A lot of competition out there. I'll tell you, really through 7 practices, we've had a lot of physicality, a lot of competition. I love how the 2s and the 3s are really fighting to get the one spot. And tomorrow's our first scrimmage, so we'll find out a lot more when we go live and get to kind of let them play and the coaches get off to the side. But so far, a lot of excitement and really good competition.
One of the things I was looking at is we're always looking at wide receivers, and when is that going to be the next step? And there's some really big young kids. I'm looking at 6'2", 6'5", but the freshman, sophomore, redshirt freshman is. Where do you see that crew developing?
Well, they've done a really good job in camp this fall. They're really physical blocking. I think Tyler Simmons and Riley have kind of asserted themselves as physical guys that can crack, but they can go vertical with speed. Jason Stanley's had a really good camp. And the young kids, Matt Landers, Tommy Bush, slot guys, Miko. There's a lot of depth at that receiver position. Of course, Deandre Robertson's out there practicing. He's doing a great job. So it's been frustrating for the defensive back coach to watch those really fast guys that block well too. That's a tough combination to find.
There was one moment in practice where Riley Ridley bowed up and got a DB and really pushed him back a few steps, and he was like, "Rah!" And I was like, walking wide receivers, I love it.
He's a tough guy.
Hey, you brought up your defense, and again, you were with them and your DBs and watching them the entire time. But you lose so much maturity and experience on the defensive side of the ball. So who are the guys we need to be on the watch for? Because that's why we're going around camp. We're trying to get the feel before we have you guys during the regular season.
A lot of new faces,
Yeah.
like you said, on defense. I think J.R. Reed, who's not really a new face, but he's emerged as a leader. He's been very vocal. Ledbetter's been very vocal. Nate Trez is trying to take on some of that role, but a lot of competition on that side. D'Angelo Gibbs is doing a nice job. Otis Reese, who's a new guy that's been playing nickel star for us, is competing. Richard's made some plays, but linebacker's been kind of by committee. Brenton Cox is a kid that's coming here and competing with Deandre Walker, giving us some depth. So a lot of guys rolling in and out, but the big thing is a lot of new people in the secondary.
Can I kill you on one thing though? This is a baby criticism. So I'm looking at the roster, number one. So you have a number one who at quarterback wears number one? And then I'm looking at the linebacker. 2 freshmen are wearing number 1. I feel like they should have to prove themselves before they get to be number 1.
Second too.
Am I being too hard?
No, I don't
Walk
know.
me through this.
Well, here's how it works. Basically, if somebody's leaving and you look up and catch the year that Sonny Michelle's going out, then you get an opportunity to get that number.
Okay.
And that number was free spot because Sonny left. So it'll be occupied now for hopefully a long time by guys. We didn't have a number 1 on defense last year, so it just so happened that we could put 2 guys in number 1. And it hasn't conflicted us on special teams yet because our kids really buy into playing special teams. We had great special teams units last year, but the sharing the number thing has become really commonplace.
Okay, I'll ease up a little bit, but I was like, number one, you better be good then.
Better be good
Yeah.
number one.
Really.
Well, Coach, we obviously appreciate your time and good luck in your scrimmages. I won't be there. I'll be eating popsicles at home, obviously.
But you'll be in the air conditioning.
But I'll be in the air
But me and
conditioning.
Holly will be fighting
Yeah,
in the heat.
We'll be grinding it out here because we grind.
But back here on the Taylor Rowe'd Trip, can we get a drum roll, please? It's Jake from State Fromm. Maybe the best Twitter handle I've ever seen in my whole entire life. Jake Fromm, the starting quarterback at the University of Georgia a season ago, and he was the coach's SEC Freshman of the Year, led him to a national championship game. Jake, thanks for joining us.
Well, thank you. Glad to be here.
Where did the Twitter name come from? How did you put that together?
The Twitter name. So, obviously you kind of have the commercial there.
Right.
And then a lot of people around town just started saying it. I'm like, you know what? This is kind of catchy. I'm going to kind of just take it and kind of run with it. So,
Just so you know, when he picks up the phone, he's helping out his clients
That's
when
it.
he's down on the field.
that's right.
Jake from State Farm. I bet those khakis are hideous.
And so are those sweatshirt pants.
Yes.
These sweatshirt pants are hideous. I'm
Hey,
sorry.
look.
Do you love them?
Look, in camp though, super comfortable.
Okay.
Okay, I get you.
Look,
Camp
you're
rules.
just hanging around with a bunch of dudes all day. You really don't care what you look like.
Boom.
So just
Okay.
comfort living.
You're
right now.
forgiven this time.
Thank you.
Jake
Appreciate
from State
it.
Farm.
Thank you.
All right, let's walk through year 2 for you because
Okay.
I'm sure things feel a little bit different. I mean, is the game slowing down when you enter camp? What feels different about the game for you?
Definitely a lot more comfortable. You know what's going on. You definitely have kind of a great feel for all the coaches, the organization. Everything just feels, kind of right. Super easy. You kind of go out and practice. The game slows down a ton. You kind of know who's supposed to be where. As far as, kind of defense goes, you'd be like, hey, Monty, you're supposed to be here, not there. And that's what's fun. I love competing with those guys, and it makes it fun.
And so now you're in your true sophomore season, a real veteran. I said that with
real
sarcasm.
Right.
But you've been ahead of your years in many ways in my mind. Do you ever look at it like that, or why do you think you're so advanced at such a young age?
I mean, for me, I don't like to kind of like sit and like reflect on myself kind of as I'm doing something, So for me, it's just constantly, taking one day at a time, constantly just trying to come in and get better. We come into this facility just about every single day, come in, let's do my work, let's get better, let's improve, and, just try to be the best and the greatest football player I can be.
A season ago, you didn't really know what your total role would be on this team. Now coming into this year, obviously the expectation is be the starter, do the same thing, lead to a national championship game. So how does it, I don't know if there's pressure or how would you consider it? What is the wording that you use when you talk to yourself about how you're going to handle the situation?
I mean, same thing Coach Smart says, pressure's a privilege. We kind of earn that right. And, as far as us, sitting in this room, we like that. We should, we should talk about Georgia football that way. And we should, kind of be there and contending for that championship. But, as far as, what we're worried about, we're not really worried about that. We're coming in, taking one day at a time. This is camp day 7. We're ready for practice 8 tomorrow. We're ready for the scrimmage. So that's us. We're working towards that and just trying to be the best we can be.
Can I ask you an awkward question? I don't know you that well, but will you freak out if I ask you a weird question? Was there an incident with a fishing hook in your hand this year? Did I read that? Am I crazy?
I don't know.
I'm just checking on your hands.
Well,
Are they okay?
There was no fishing hook in my hand.
That's why I'm asking the questions. I had it
There
wrong.
was a fishing hook in my leg,
Oh.
but no fishing hook in the leg.
Whose fault was it?
Actually, I've had 2 accidents this summer. Neither
I
one.
thought fishing was a non-contact sport. I don't
Fishing
know.
is you're right. It's not. It's a non-contact sport. So it was getting dark, and we were fishing. We were fishing on the top of the water, top water lures, and a big fish comes up and tries to bite my buddy's lure who's fishing next to me, and so he goes and sets the hook, and lo and behold, the lure is not in the fish's mouth. So it just comes flying right back at us. Just so happens to hit me in the leg.
Okay.
And it was dark, so I'm like, Jordan, something just hit me. I don't know what it is. So he starts, kind of reeling it back in, and missed the fish, about to go cast it again. I said, ow, don't do that. Something's in me. And then
There's a really big fish on those.
right, yeah. So it was, ended up being in my leg. Tried to pull it out for 30 minutes, couldn't do it. So had to go to the hospital real quick and get it all
But
fixed.
it does not look like it's been a problem at all.
Oh,
you
no,
looked
no,
good
no.
out there at practice today. Really
Thank
good.
you. I appreciate that.
Okay.
Okay, walk us through. We also were talking about the wide receivers and how,
Mhm.
I mean, even from the time that I was here, the way that they've grown. I mean, we're talking 6'5", 6'5", 6'4", you know, just across
Oh, yeah.
the line. There's a lot
Oh,
of
yeah.
size there, but there's also a lot of youth. So
Mhm.
the evolution of the wide receiver
Yeah.
that you're kind of seeing in camp.
Gosh, I mean, just talk about some great competition. You know, I mean, like you said, you know, we have some big physical guys. We got some guys who can run fast, and guys out there who are making great plays. You know, we have, you know, guys from Little Crumpton, you know, who's 5'9" on a good day. You know, $160. You know, out there making plays. And you got Matt Landers and all those guys in between too. You know, and so guys are out there making great plays, and it's fun to see because you can go to anybody on any given day. And they'll make a play for you, and that obviously make us in the quarterback room look like phenomenal quarterbacks. You know, when you're throwing to those kind of top tier wideouts.
Okay, we're about to let you go because I know we gotta get you out of here. But
Apparently there's a meeting
what?
that's supposed to
There's a
happen.
meeting.
Weird.
What do you know during this camp and how you're managing yourself and your team that you didn't know at this time last year?
Gosh, definitely kind of knowing how the season just kind of evolves. You know, the season's very long, and I'm definitely trying to assert myself as a leadership presence, you know, kind of on the team. You know, last year, still trying to find that role. And so now just trying to emerge, you know, and lead guys the best I can, knowing how important these fall camp practices are, and setting the identity of the team now, and just trying to do the best I can with that, and just trying to take it running from there.
Okay, I lied. I just thought of one more question.
one
So one thing everybody kept saying
This
about
might
you
cost
last
you
year.
extra.
Okay, sorry. You know how people always say, "I don't know what it is, but he has
He has
it."
it.
Mhm.
What do you think it is with you? Because I think you have it.
I don't know. I remember a great quote I had that I remember from Elite 11 when I was there, kind of a quarterback kind of thing. And they know they have it when they walk into the room, and everybody knows that they're there to make them better. So, you know, hopefully guys on the team kind of know that, hey, I'm coming in the facility. Obviously, you know, I want to come in and be great, but I'm here to make the rest of the 100 guys around me that much better. You know, I mean, I don't play football. You know, I'm not out there by myself. There's 10 other guys with me, and I only play as great as they do. So that's why football is the greatest game there is.
I love it.
Yeah. And
People say they're servant leaders. I think you're a servant quarterback. I like that.
Try to be.
Cute, right?
Yeah.
Thank you.
So the only job we're going to give you is stay away from fishing hooks.
Okay. We
Make
can do
it
that.
to the beginning of the season without
Mhm.
having a lure stuck in your calf. And we look forward to covering you all year long.
Sounds pretty easy.
Yeah,
Thank
Jake
you.
from State
Let's
Farm.
do it.
Yeah.
Fishing free zone.
No
Fishing
fly
free.
zone.
No, no fly zone.
Thank you.
No, thank you guys.
Spending some time in the Georgia meeting room, which means we have to find some players to fill the seats. And now we have Deandre Walker, linebacker, outside linebacker, DN, whatever they tell you to do, you do it,
pretty
right?
much everything.
And I must say, he is filling the seat. It's pretty big.
First of all, you're the first person whose shoulders are broader than mine.
Yeah, I hear
and
it
don't
all
fit in the
time.
seat.
Right. What do you think are the strengths that you bring to the Georgia defense?
Fast, physical, relentless, and I feel like I can play multiple positions.
Mm-hmm.
Drop, rush, and cover. I said drop and rush, but
Drop, rush, cover. That's all of them. Drop is rush. Drop
Yeah,
is
that's
covering.
what I
But
mean.
I knew what you meant. So I think it's for someone at your size. Tell us your size. I don't want to be weird about it, but you're gigantic.
6'4", 250 pounds.
6'4", 250, and you're going to drop in pass coverage.
Yes.
Tell me how that works.
I actually got up to 255 and decided that I had to lose weight.
Mm-hmm.
But I just, in the off season, I felt like I had to work on my hips, and they kind of got a little tight on me, and work on my flexibility.
How do you work on that? You just literally stretching?
Yoga, stretching, waking up early in the morning when I don't want to, and just getting there with the trainers, and they help me.
Give us your
stretch
favorite
my-
yoga position. What do you got?
Down dog. I mean, it has to be down
You had
dog.
to think about it. You seem
Right?
like I don't know
Georgia.
the names of them.
Yeah,
Down
I don't
dog?
really
No.
know the names of them, but I touching
Okay.
my toes and trying to make my knee my nose hit my knees.
Okay. You know, I remember back in this is a few years ago, but Alabama had some guys that were kind of their outside linebacker, defensive end guys, but they could drop in coverage, and it was so rare because then you get size in the box against the run, and you can stuff bigger physical players. But then you're versatile. You're like a chess piece that can move all over the field. So what kind of luxury is that for the coaches that you're everywhere?
I feel like it's a great luxury for them to have because they could get me. I feel like sometimes they want me to play safety. That's just how much they may have me dropping into coverage.
Let's talk about some of the guys that came before you but that are now gone, because there's obviously a lot of holes to fill. We're talking about Roquan Smith. So how do you fill some of the tackles that you lose in the scheme that you're running right now with Kirby?
I don't think we're losing the tackles, but I feel like it won't be easy to replace them, but at the same time, we gotta work with what we have and go from there.
Give us some of the names that we should be looking out for. Give us the breakout
Yeah, who's
stars.
next?
I
That's
know.
like, who's gonna be next?
You've been on the field. You're in camp, so you know.
I feel like Natrez, Monty Rice, me, Walter Grant, and then I like 17. He's a freshman. Otis Reese.
Okay.
So
Are you coaching him up a little bit?
we don't play the same position. He actually plays star, but it's kind of the same as mine. And we're never together on the field at the same time for me to actually get beside him and coach him up. But sometimes I catch him in the locker room and I may talk to him.
I've been asking guys, I remember last year everything was like, keep chopping, keep the main thing the main thing. If you could give us a saying for this season, what would it be?
So what, now what?
Yeah, so what? Oh, that is so
That's
good.
good. So what happened last year doesn't matter. Now what's gonna
Yes.
happen? I love it.
So what
Did
now?
you make that up yourself?
No, honestly, I now that y'all just gave me the praise, I wish I would have, but no, I didn't. It's kind of,
I like how you took the praise.
it's
though.
actually in the weight room somewhere, I think, but
Okay.
I feel like that's the new phrase for this
It
year.
is a good one.
All right. Well, we got the phrase for the 2018 Dogs from Deandre Walker. So what? Now what?
Yes.
Welcome to Taylor Rowe'd Trip. I'm Holly Rowe,
I'm Maria Taylor.
and we're with someone that I've been obsessed with for a while now.
She has been.
So I came to practice last year, third day of fall camp, and Nick Chubb, Sony Michelle are out on the field. No offense to them, but I was like, OMG, who's number 7? So I feel like I've been on you since the very beginning. You stood out early for being such a versatile pass catcher, really making a name for yourself. How were you able to be so productive so early?
I believe it really was so much of me knowing what I was doing as far as the playbook. Really trying to get in early with coach and the GA, Pat, and just knowing what I was doing so I can go out there and perform to the best of my ability, which is my versatility and be able to catch the ball. So it really was just so much of me knowing what I was doing.
Okay, I got so excited I forgot Deandre Swift. I didn't do the real introduction.
You literally just made her flustered.
I know. I was like, I've loved you for so long.
She's only been doing college football for 22 seasons, but for some reason you have like tickled her fancy.
Yeah.
Let's walk through what you've learned from veterans that have come through Athens, and you've worked behind some of the best of them.
Yes.
What are you taking moving forward?
Oh, man. I mean, Nick and Sonny, what a great 2 people to just walk in behind. I mean, I got the call they was coming back. I mean, I was excited. I mean, I learned so much from them. It was a brotherhood. I mean, we do stuff outside of football. I mean, we go bowling every week, stuff like that. We play the games, so they're like my real brothers. But learn like just take every day by day and just stay focused on everything. Like I'm gonna get yelled at. I'm a freshman last year, so just take everything that come with it. I mean, just take constructive criticism. That's really what it is.
Can we walk it back to bowling and just know who won all those games?
I mean, all right, let me tell you something. So we pulled up to the bowling alley. They opened their trunk. I'm like, what y'all doing? They pull out like 2 duffel bags. They got their own ball, their own shoes. So they won by like 100. I quit. Actually,
You just put the ball down like
they really
no.
know what they was doing.
So what are you gonna do for the young guys coming in now? Like you got to be that guy. So what are you gonna do?
I think I'm better at bowling, so we could probably go bowling. I
Okay.
mean, whatever they want to do.
Okay, I did want to ask you. So last year, because you had those older guys, you weren't expected to produce, but now you are. Are you looking at that any differently, or what feelings do you have coming into camp of like I gotta be this?
No, not really. I mean, I just work hard every day. If I'm injured, I just gotta battle through it. But I don't feel any more pressure. No, it's football. I've been doing that my whole life. So, I mean, I'm nervous every game. That's just come with it. But I just gotta perform how I've been doing all my life.
How do you calm those nerves? Because I still get nerves before games, and I'm not getting ready to like pound it against 305-pound men. So
Yeah.
how do we break them down?
I mean, like the night before, I can't go to sleep. I wake up early. I can't sit still. I'm always moving. It's just like if I get hit, I mean, the first play, my nerves calm down. I'm just always nervous for the first game.
Okay, but you're not afraid, right? Because I've noticed, can you show me what's on your leg right here? Could you walk me through what this says right here?
This says fear none.
Fear none?
I fear nobody. Nervous as a difference from me being scared. I'm not scared of anybody. So I just take that mentality to the game. I think that shows in my play. I fear nobody. That's all.
All right, give us your expectations that you have of yourself, personal goals going into this season.
Personally, I want to get better at pass blocking specifically. And running, take care of itself. I mean, God bless me with a tremendous amount of talent and speed and stuff like that. But just running the ball, I feel like I would be real good this year. I have something I need to show people.
Wait. Just the last name Swift. Can we walk that back? Like,
I
where
was
does
like,
it?
are
We have to. We have to hit
about
it.
the running back named Swift. I
Yeah.
feel like that's the elephant in the room.
You know what I mean? Like, I don't know if you. Where did it come from? That's not really the question, but
Is that your real name?
That's
Yeah.
that's my real last name. Yes, Swift. That's my real last name.
Does that put pressure on you to be Swift?
I mean, I heard that before. I mean, I'm fast, so people bring it up a lot. It's not pressure though.
What's your middle name?
Deandre Swift.
congratulations on having the best name in college football.
Best name, hands down, mic drop. Here, you just mic drop. Don't really drop it, but here you go. Mic drop.
Drop it for
I'm
me.
gonna
Do you think she'll catch
I'm
it?
gonna
Do you
catch
think?
it.
Deandre Swift.
Thank you.
Thanks for
Thank
being-
you. Thank you.
Well, back at the Taylor Rowe'd Trip, we get to spend a little bit of time with J.R. Reed. He started 15 games last season, was second on the team in tackles, and he will be the big-time leader this year. A redshirt junior, and you've got some young boys to coach up in the backfield. Walk us through what camp has been like for you so far.
Camp's been really taking on a leadership role and really thinking about how I can help others instead of thinking about myself. And that's all I've been doing, is really helping a lot of the young guys grow and mature.
How have you been doing? Let's walk through this. I want to hear some of the things that you're telling them right now in camp.
Right now, just getting extra film and doing treatment to take care of your body, because camp's a grind. But just doing everything extra, more film, studying the playbook, going over your plays more, doing more is better.
Okay, so when she was like, he's going to be expected to be a leader, and I saw this little look on your face like, really?
No, I've been a leader.
I didn't know what the facial expression was, but there was one. So, everybody's so focused on last year. I want to know what you guys care about moving forward.
Definitely this year. We saw an image off of House of Cards, and it's when the monks, they make a picture, and then they blow it all away, and they wipe it away. And that's what we're doing this year. It was great. We watched it. We had a good time, but now we just got to blow it all away and focus on this year.
I love that image. I did see that episode, and it was like they spend hours, like 100 hours making this intricate design, and then they blow it off the table like their work doesn't
Who brought
matter.
that to you guys, coaches?
Yeah, the coaches did bring that to us, and we saw it in here as a team, and that's really the image that stuck in my head, because we put in a lot of time, we put in a lot of work, just like they put in every little detail to make a perfect image, and we had a great season, we had a good time, but now we just got to blow it all away and focus on the next image.
That gave me chills. Like, that was profound to me.
Yeah.
That was good.
We're going to work on blowing away our last season, too.
Okay. We're going to be better,
Bring
too.
it back.
We are.
Talk to us as well, just what the defense has been focusing on, because I know that Kirby loves talking to his DBs. He spent a lot of time with you guys in practice. So what has been the focus or the biggest part of improvement that he's been stressing for you guys?
The biggest part of improvement is communication. We got to be one unit on that back end. If one person's wrong, then we're all wrong, and we can give up big plays. And then also eliminating big plays. So any run over 12 yards, we got to make the tackle. We're the last line of defense. That's just been the main thing for us.
I feel like when you say communication, can you walk me through, so the play's about to happen, pre-play communication, can you give me an example of what you're saying to your teammates, the guys next to you?
I'm going to first get the down and distance, then I'm going to get the play. I'm going to tell them to play, then I'm going to tell them to watch a motion, and if the guy goes in motion, what the check will be going to. After that, I'll make sure, we're all good to go. When the ball hikes, we just play football from there.
And that all has to go really fast because of how many teams are running tempo now, right?
So you always try to think at least 1 to 2 motions ahead. That's what I try to say. I always try to think at least 1 to 2 motions or adjustments ahead, so I know what they're doing before they even do it.
At what point for you did that all click and slow down, and you were like at the speed of the game?
This spring, honestly, last year I knew the playbook, but I also depended on a lot of older guys, and that's what I'm trying to get the younger guys to know, that you guys can't just only depend on me, because one day it's going to be your turn to step up. And so as long as we're all on the same page, then we'll be good.
Love it.
I'm excited. I feel excited with you got a good presence right now. I feel it. Do you feel it?
Yeah, he's my.
Thank you.
You're
a
ready,
redshirt
aren't you?
junior, but you're my senior leader.
Yeah, I believe in it. All right.
you.
Have a great season.
Thank you guys.
Thank
All right,
you.
ladies. Thank
Yes.
you, ladies.
Boom. Oh, by the way, pressure's privilege. So just
Pressure's
don't forget
privilege.
that.
Remember
okay?
that.
Never forget.
Lamont Gilliard.
Kendall Baker.
Okay, can I go first? I'm
Yes,
sorry, I
yes,
just
'cause
jumped
you
in
love
there.
it.
'Cause
Nope.
This offensive line, I've never been more excited about a Georgia offensive line in my life because one thing, the returning veterans like yourselves, but these young guys that are off to the side working are 6'5", 6'6", 6'7", sophomore, redshirt, freshman. How deep is this line?
It's very deep. We have a lot of competition, and it's going to make us better. But me and Kendall, being most of the leaders, we got to get them right on the same page so they can come in and play right away. But they're big guys, and they're ready to play.
Are they pushing you guys? Like, is it fun?
Pushing us every day. The competition always gonna make us better. So, like he said, we gotta push them to make us a little bit better.
All right, walk me through what some of the team meetings have been like, because there was so much success a season ago. You make it to the college football playoff for the first time. You win a Rose Bowl. You play in a national championship game. How have you addressed the way that you're going to have your mindset going into this season?
It's just basically we got to get our leadership back on point because we lost a lot of people from last year. But as a team, we're focusing on that, and every day we're preaching leadership. And it's working off. Everybody's stepping up, even young guys stepping up to the plate. And that's just going to help us on the long run.
I feel like we hear that a lot, like, oh, we got to be good leaders. What does it look like? Give me a moment so far in camp or a moment that you're like, wow, that guy really said something and did something that was impressive.
Just with the young guys, if somebody step out of line or there's a fight, we just got to step in and be like, hey, it's not that serious. We want your team going to the next play. And that's all we're doing, just keeping our mind focused on one thing.
All right, we know that recruiting classes are a big thing here. We're sitting here looking at positions, and you mentioned the offensive line. I noticed it from the receiver position, like, oh, everyone's 6'5" now. Everything's changing. How have you just seen personnel evolve in the time that you've been here?
Everybody just getting better, getting bigger. Coaches are recruiting very well for us and just for Georgia in general. So, like I said, the competition will push us to be better. Everybody being 6'5", 6'6", you got to go every play. You can't take no plays off.
Thank you guys. Thanks for being on the Taylor Rowe'd Trip. Offensive line love. Heart.
Hey, you don't make it often.
Appreciate you.
Bye,
Thank
guys.
you.
And this is Deandre Baker. So we're spending a little time and trying to understand the mindset that the Bulldogs had coming into camp. So walk us through what meetings have been like and the tone that you guys have set coming out the gate.
In meetings, we try to get the young guys on board and teach them the intensity we practice with, we pick up from last year, the leaders we have. So the leaders this year are trying to instill practice, going hard, and focuses on our keys and techniques and knowing the mental part of the game so physically it could be better.
I feel like sometimes when a team has success and you were like going like this, everybody thinks you come back and you're just still going like this. You're really starting over every season. So what have you guys been talking about out here in drills, talking to each other? Like, no, we got to pay attention to this.
Oh yeah, we don't really talk about the outside thing, but one thing we know, this is a completely new team, so we have to build again and hopefully get back to where we left off last year.
Okay, I remember some of the sayings from last year. Keep talking,
Keep
right?
talking.
What else was Coach always say? Keep the main thing the main
Keep
thing.
the main thing, the main thing.
Do we have any new sayings? What's going on now?
Not yet.
Can I ask an awkward question? What is
Yeah.
the main thing? If you're keeping the main thing, what
You're still
is
trying to get to
that?
the bottom of it.
The main thing is your tags, your assignment.
Oh, that is the main thing.
Yeah.
All right, so give me one main thing you did well at practice today.
Coach the young guys, getting them on board, letting them know what they had to do. 'Cause they're kind of behind because they're freshmen, but we're trying to get them on board fast. They can help us.
And tell us what you've done this off season to elevate your game to the next level.
Me and my teammates, a couple DBs and receivers, we worked on one-on-one techniques, different techniques throughout the summer.
Okay, can you give me one good technique? Is it a hip flip? Is it a step?
I mean, you could teach it to us right
show
now.
it to
'Cause I'm
Maria
kinda
because
like
I
a
don't know if I have the
receiver.
You
skills.
kind of like a receiver.
Yeah.
Do
All
it.
right, what you
Do
got?
it.
You just go that way. It's
Going
called
this
a
way?
jam technique. Yeah.
Okay.
You step and you just like. That's
You
a
go
jam.
jam me up.
Yeah, that's a jam technique.
But go harder. I don't think she's
Oh,
going
man.
hard
I'm
enough.
ready. I think you guys stand like this, right?
Yeah.
Ready? I'm going right. You can touch me.
I don't know now. It's kind of violent. It's kind of violent.
It's kind of violent.
Okay. Oh, it did hurt. No, I'm just kidding.
Okay, we can't wait to see the jam technique.
Yeah.
The good Georgia Bulldogs.
Yes.
Thanks for being on the Taylor Rowe'd Trip.
Thank you, Deandre Baker.
Oh my gosh. Oh, wow, the lighting. Hi. Oh, this is gorgeous. Oh, it's gorgeous.
Brand new video board behind us.
Gorgeous.
33%
Oh my
larger.
gosh. Wait, what? How much bigger?
33% bigger. So a third bigger than it has been in the previous years.
Holy cow. If you can get a grip of that size, it's almost as big as the whole end zone. I feel nervous because now there's a big audience. No, it's good. Stay here, but I'm just like,
She acts like she doesn't do live television. Millions watch you.
they're never in front of me. Okay, ready?
Yep.
Get it.
Thelma Louise deal? Or-
Yeah, for real. Your wingspan, it looks like your arms. Show me the wingspan. How much is the wingspan?
86.
86?
I don't know if that's inches or whatnot. But
Gotta be inches.
It's gotta be inches. It's not feet. I know that.
So it's over 7 feet.
Love being on the Taylor Rowe'd Trip. Go Dogs.